Thank you for joining us at the Wisdom Collective today. In this video, we're exploring the powerful teachings of two remarkable figures, Viktor Frankl and Carl Jung. Both have offered timeless wisdom on personal transformation, finding purpose, and unlocking the potential within ourselves. Let's begin with Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, whose work has deeply influenced the field of psychology and personal growth. Frankl is best known for his book, Man's Search for Meaning, in which he shares his experience of finding meaning even in the most horrific circumstances. He believed that life is not primarily a quest for pleasure or power, but a search for meaning. Frankl said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." This profound insight teaches us that, while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Personal growth begins when we take responsibility for our reactions, our attitudes, and our choices. Frankl developed what he called logotherapy, a form of existential analysis that focuses on the idea that finding purpose and meaning is the most powerful driving force in life. He argued that humans are driven not by a desire for pleasure, as Freud suggested, but by a will to meaning. When we connect to a higher purpose, whether through relationships, work, or acts of kindness, we unlock personal transformation. How can we apply this wisdom in our own lives? Frankl suggests that meaning can be found in every moment, no matter how painful or difficult. He reminds us that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms: to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. In other words, we may not have control over external events, but we always have control over how we respond to them. This shift in perspective is key to personal growth. Think about the challenges you're facing right now. What would happen if you viewed them not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow? By shifting your mindset and asking yourself, what meaning can I find in this? You can transform your experience from one of suffering to one of growth. Frankl also teaches us that personal growth is deeply connected to the service of others. He said, "For the meaning of life differs from man to man, from day to day, and from hour to hour. What matters, therefore, is not the meaning of life in general, but rather the specific meaning of a person's life at a given moment." This reminds us that our purpose is fluid, can evolve over time. Our job is to stay connected to it by finding meaning in each moment and using it to guide our actions. Viktor Frankl's wisdom shows us that personal growth is not about escaping suffering or seeking constant pleasure. It's about finding meaning, even in the hardest of times, and using that sense of purpose to transform ourselves from within. Now moving on to our second figure, Carl Jung. Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, believed that personal growth comes from a deeper understanding of the self, both conscious and unconscious. His work in analytical psychology has had a profound impact on how we view the process of self-transformation. One of his most famous quotes was, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." Jung believed that while achievements in the external world are important, true personal growth begins with introspection. When we look within, we awaken to our authentic selves. External success can provide fleeting happiness, but internal transformation leads to lasting fulfillment. Central to Jung's theory is the idea of the shadow, the hidden, often repressed parts of our personality. These may include traits we find uncomfortable, such as fear, anger, or insecurity, or even aspects of ourselves that society deems unacceptable. While many people try to deny or hide their shadow, Jung believed that real personal growth comes from integrating it. He said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." This process of shadow integration involves acknowledging these hidden aspects of ourselves, accepting them, and ultimately learning from them. By confronting our shadow, we gain a fuller understanding of who we are, and this leads to greater self-acceptance. It's not about eliminating the shadow, but learning to live in harmony with it. Jung also developed the concept of individuation, which he described as the process of becoming one's true self. Individuation is the integration of the conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche. As Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. He believed that we are all born with the potential to become whole, but that we lose touch with parts of ourselves over time. The process of individuation helps us reclaim those lost parts and become more authentic. The journey of individuation is not easy. It requires us to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves and confront inner conflicts. Jung emphasized that personal growth involves discomfort because it forces us to break down the false selves we've built. He explained that transformation doesn't come from avoiding challenges, but from confronting them head-on. How can we apply Jung's teachings in our own lives? It starts with regular self-reflection. Ask yourself, what parts of myself am I ignoring? What inner conflicts am I unwilling to face? It may be uncomfortable, but acknowledging these hidden parts of ourselves is the first step toward integration. By accepting our shadow and embracing who we truly are, we begin to embody wholeness. Carl Jung teaches that personal growth involves looking inward and integrating the parts of ourselves that we may be reluctant to face. By engaging in self-reflection and confronting our shadow, we can experience deeper personal transformation. Both Viktor Frankl and Carl Jung offer us powerful, timeless wisdom for personal transformation. Frankl teaches us that meaning is the key to growth, even in the face of hardship. While Jung reminds us that true self-knowledge comes from looking inward and embracing all parts of ourselves. Together, these insights guide us toward a deeper understanding of who we are and how we can grow. So, how will you take these lessons and apply them to your life today? Will you seek meaning, even in difficult times? Or look inward to confront the parts of yourself that need attention? Personal growth is a lifelong journey, and these two great thinkers offer us a roadmap to follow. The choice to start is yours.